Good morning. Thank you for joining this special edition of the Accounting Avengers on the Superhero News Network. I'm your co-host Joe, the Financial Fury, along with Jacqueline, the Goodwill Guardian.
Thanks, Financial Fury, and good evening, superheroes. We're here today delivering a special report on the latest and greatest magical formula behind Burlington, the most powerful purveyor of financial and marketing magic in all the land. As you'll see during this broadcast, it's almost as if Burlington is taking a page out of the book of our friends from the wizarding world. Just like magic, the off-price retail industry provides high-quality, name-brand goods at low cost for the savvy consumer. These retailing wizards have found a way to combat the e-commerce retail takeover by offering an experience, the thrill of the hunt, that online shopping just can't deliver. With fast inventory turnover, there's always something new to discover, and that keeps customers coming back. Our main focus today is Burlington, an off-price retailer founded in New Jersey in 1972, which has been selling high-quality branded apparel at everyday low prices to a bargain-loving consumer for more than 45 years. This treasure hunter is a brand-conscious fashion enthusiast, and generally female between the ages of 25 and 44, living in major metro areas or one of Burlington's more store-populous states of California, Texas, and Florida. You could say that Burlington has been on a charmed journey in the last year, with a stock price that has more than doubled and a total gross margin of over 40%. Although the company currently operates with a shareholders deficit, they have made major strides to offset these costs, and we expect a wholly disappearing deficit in the near future, just as if these wonderful wizards were also disguised as superheroes. Burlington has us under their spell, and to unveil more, we go back to Financial Fury, my charm-spinning cohort.
Thanks for that out-of-this-world introduction, Jacqueline, or should I say, the Goodwill Guardian. In recent news, the Accounting Avengers discovered a Burlington store in the heart of Gotham City. In an effort to figure out more about Burlington's mystical source of financial power, the caped crusading salesman and yours truly, the Financial Fury, went into the thick of things to investigate. Utilizing an ultra-secret interview with their mysterious and enchanting store manager. Here's what we uncovered. It's been confirmed by our super secret source that Burlington is an operationally excellent company. We've learned that Burlington stores do not have stock rooms, but rather shipments of magically threaded inventory that come in daily, and those items go directly onto shelf. Talk about inventory innovation. Shazam! Speaking of inventory, we learned that the key reason shoppers love Burlington are those magically crafted great prices. And shoppers aren't the only ones who love the store. Burlington's powers come from deep within the heart of the cauldron. The staff at Burlington seem to be exceptionally happy and have been quoted saying that they appreciate the ongoing commitment from Burlington to their learning and development. The key reason employees love Burlington is because it's a fun place to work, a fun place to shop, and a low-stress environment. The staff have daily sales targets, or dementors, to tackle, and also receive daily support from corporate that helps them reach goals. This just goes to show you that when you invest in your people, you really create a machine of ideal operations. To give us more on the operations, we now turn to the masked marketer.
Kristen here, aka the Masked Marketer. It's clear that Burlington is an operationally excellent company with plenty of courage, a trait that is highly valued in our superhero community. The interesting thing about Burlington is that they don't fall within the typical parameters of operational excellence. While they do keep costs low by using a streamlined operations process, they also carry smaller inventories with lower numbers of each specific product, as opposed to the large quantities that are characteristic of this value proposition. What's even more interesting is their inventory varies from store to store, and these magical folks only carry small numbers of each unique product. As the Financial Fury noted earlier, Burlington stores don't even have stock rooms, so everything you see on the floor is what they currently have. It's all about the thrill of the treasure hunt. Customers enjoy exploring the racks in order to find what they're looking for. This business model is beneficial to Burlington because shoppers usually end up discovering and buying items they wouldn't have otherwise seen. The treasure hunt continues through their website, where customers find even more valuable and unique designer finds. With the likes of spellbinding designers such as Dolce & Gabbana, Fendi, and even Prada in their e-commerce arena, customers are in awe of Burlington and the shining stars in their online store. They even have vintage options that are one of a kind and cannot be found elsewhere. Even Burlington's customer service model is not what you'd typically expect. Their in-store employees focus on keeping the chaos in the racks as organized as possible so that customers can navigate with ease and explore without assistance. This approach to customer service is relatively hands-off and really only occurs once they get to the register. Overall, it's impressive that Burlington is able to keep their operating costs so low, which also results in lower margins than you typically see from their competitors. Paired with their strong decision-making skills and unmatched courage against competitive threats, it's clear that Burlington has a strong leadership team steering them to success. Goblet of fire, here they come. Now over to Joe, the financial fury, for more on this insight.
Thanks, Kristen. Your mass marketing expertise truly knows no bounds. This is Joe, the financial fury, with a peek behind the curtain into Burlington's team of ferocious leaders teaming up to magically battle the forces of evil, also known as Amazon and other competitors. After researching backgrounds of the Burlington C-suite and board of directors, these magic makers have many commonalities with deep specialties in key areas such as merchandising, operations, inventory, and financials. With these powers, it's no wonder Burlington is soaring as an operationally excellent company. It's in their DNA. Burlington's leadership is also highly focused, coming from key business sectors including retail, off-price retail, and accounting and finance agencies and consultancies. With laser focus on operational excellence, Burlington doesn't waste time honing anything outside of their powerful wheelhouse. They've chosen not to concentrate on things like in-store experience, e-commerce, product development, or in-depth customer relations. Before we continue, this just in. Our research shows that Burlington's SG&A as a percentage of sales is 31%, which is high in comparison to competitors. Burlington's corporate expenses are also fairly high, and it's unclear exactly what's included in those expenses. One assumption could be that high executive salaries make up these expenses. Keep in mind, however, that despite this high ratio, SG&A as a percentage of sales has remained steady since 2014, with sales increasing year over year. So they're showing major efficiency in other areas. Their wizarding skills are beyond anything we've ever seen. Okay, back to the leadership. In looking at Burlington's C-suite, it's clear that the highlights are as follows. Top executives bring with them a plethora of expertise from retail locations like Kohl's that give CEO Thomas Kingsbury the powers of operational excellence. Kingsbury also holds powers of merchandising expertise from his work with Macy's. And Kingsbury isn't the only one holding this power. Burlington's chief merchandising officer and their EVP of planning and allocation and merchandising information operations also come from the realm of Macy's stores. Another dynamic duo coming from the inventory innovators at AC Moore are Burlington's CFO and their EVP of Supply Chain, Corporate Services, and Asset Protection. With this, the CFO has a keen eye for investment in management and infrastructure, as he held key positions at AC Moore during a time of preparation for rapid expansion. The merchandising lead, on the other hand, is an inventory expert, as a typical AC Moore store has 65,000 SKUs across 26 merchandise categories. It's also thanks to this leader that Burlington held a complete supply chain revamp in 2009, which was one of their largest investments in technology, and it's paying off. Moving on to the board of directors, when we look at this team, here's what stands out. Leadership has off-price retail expertise from backgrounds at Bob's Furniture, BJ's Wholesale Club, Michael's Arts and Crafts, and Filene's. And this is where their financial know-how runs deep, with powers from Bain Capital, PricewaterhouseCoopers, and an accounting and auditing expert from Staples. Now that we know what superpower each leader brings to the table at Burlington, I'll pass it to the salesman, Alex, to go deep into the financials that these leaders help shape.
Thanks, Joe. As a financial fury, you will love this next section. This is Alex, the salesman, as I am more well known in the mighty metropolis, reporting on a full review of the financial conditions at Burlington. When finished, it will be clear just by looking at the numbers that they have nothing but magic contributing to their success. For example, let's assume you invested $100 in Burlington's common stock back in 2013. As of January 2017, your investment will have provided a return of $373 versus SP 500 standard. That's pretty impressive. In terms of key metrics, Burlington is currently sitting at $3.81 for earnings per share, while in 2017 it was at $3.06. EPS has grown significantly due to the company's strong financial performance, as well as the board authorized repurchase program of $200 million for the company's common stock last year. Currently, Burlington stock is being traded at $123.70. In contrast, TJ Maxx, its closest competitor, is trading at $82.54 per share. With respect to profitability, revenues increased by 9% from $5.1 billion in fiscal year 2015 to $5.6 billion in 2016, while EBITDA grew 21% during the same period of time. The journey of Catch is truly amazing, by an increase of $60 million to a whopping $81.5 million in fiscal year 2016, due in part to improvements in net cash from operating activities. Also, their inventory has been reduced by 10% from $783 million in 2015 to $701 million in 2016, thus helping to bring more liquidity to this great magical journey. Burlington is extremely efficient in reducing comparable store inventories, which has resulted in faster inventory turnovers, achieving an improvement of 150% since 2008. At the same time, Burlington has been reducing its stockholders' deficit every year by reinvesting their earnings rather than paying out dividends. We are predicting that they will shift from a shareholders' deficit to a shareholders' equity in just 1 year. Now, that's extremely exciting news. These key metrics contribute to solid financial performances by integrating all these key elements together. At the same time, comparable store sales increased 4.5% versus last year. Burlington is leading the pack when it comes to off-price retail, and they have tremendous opportunities for growth in home decor and baby categories. Other areas for additional revenues are expansions within the U.S., international arena, and a stronger e-commerce presence. Now, I will turn over to Katie, the Venture Capital Vixen, for a further look into how Burlington is beating down the competition.
Thanks, salesman. This is your Venture Capital Vixen with a breakdown of how Burlington's operations and a little hocus pocus are delivering nothing but Shazamness over the competition. When you look at Burlington's competitors, you'll see beastly direct competitors like TJ Maxx, Ross, and Marshalls. While these stores are also in the off-price retail space, they don't seem to have the pizzazz that Burlington does. Even secondary competitors can't fly as high. Burlington has made dramatic shifts each year to help them maintain advantages over the competition. For example, they identify where and how to obtain additional long-term investments, they cut operational expenses, and they close stores with sluggish sales. Burlington crushes the competition by utilizing a few key methods. They invest in technology to keep supply chain running smoothly. They have low inventory and high turnover, which equates to increased profit sales. They have low operational expenses because they don't have any warehouse space to pay for. They provide a treasure trove of items for consumers to discover without high-pressure sales tactics. They play on a consumer's fear loss. Once an item is gone, there is no replacement. They have simple and straightforward layout of the store for consumers to find inventory themselves. And they have the idea of broad and shallow, yet fashion-forward inventory items. Oh, hey, Financial Fury. This just in, I received word that Burlington is now going head-to-head with their toughest nemesis, Amazon. While Amazon continues to slay most retail outlets, Burlington is holding strong. According to one source on the ground, JP Morgan notes that Amazon simply cannot compete with off-price retailers like Burlington and TJ Maxx. But why? Well, some of Burlington's main weapons in this war against the mighty Amazon include a consumer's fear of missing out on value sales in stores, the ability to take home products for instant satisfaction. Additionally, while Amazon can provide increasingly shortened delivery times, some suburban and outlying areas still don't have easy access to their shipments from the beastly giant. They just don't have the time to wait. And finally, their most mighty weapon of all is that of great value. While Amazon can offer deep discounts to consumers, they just can't compete with the low costs and unique products found at Burlington. And now a quick break to hear from our on-the-scene reporter, Michael Scott.
I hate disappointing just one person, and I really hate disappointing everyone. But I love Burlington Coat Factory. You go in there, $645, you are literally a king.
Thanks, Michael. I couldn't agree with you more. And thanks, VC Vixen. Well, that'll do it, folks. From the Superhero Network, I'm the Financial Fury, along with the other accounting Avengers reporting on the magic of Burlington. Tune in next time as we continue to tackle the financial injustices of the world.